27-minute comedy hour. It's like what you see on TV, except that it's online. 27-minute comedy hour. Everything in a comedy hour except half the time.
Hello and welcome to the 27-minute comedy hour, the show where we try to cram an hour's worth of comedy into just 27 minutes. This week I'm joined by some wonderful guests, but first in the news this week. Alex Salmond today announced the launch of a pro-independence party to challenge the SNP. Here we have a little picture of him at the launch. To be honest, the party's called Alba. Anyone else think he's just like tried to start an ABBA tribute band, having only half heard about them down the pub? Like, he hasn't even got the name right, for God's sakes. Maybe he mistook Super Trooper for Super Majority. Someone said to him, "Oh, mate, they wear crazy suits." And he went, "I've got a spotted tie." As it's looking like Scottish independence is going to become more and more likely, let's hope that any Scottish people who do want to move south of the border do so through the correct channels. Otherwise, Priti Patel is going to be shipping them back to Scotland as economic migrants rather than political refugees. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to welcome to the show the wonderful Max Ponsonby.
Hello.
And the brilliant Mark Riblin.
Hi there.
Welcome to the show, guys. How are we all doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. We're waiting on one more person. But we're not sure where they are yet. So, Phoebe, come to us. If you're out there in the nether sphere, please come and find us and help us out with the show, because otherwise we're all going to be a bit light of entertainment. Hey, I tell you what, we're going to crack it within the 27 minutes this week. So that brings us nicely then, guys, on to our very first game. So let's just get going with it, shall we? Because our first game, ladies and gentlemen, is a game of crackpot comments. Now, in crackpot comments, I've taken a comment from the week's news and I've taken that comment out of context. Okay? What news story could this person be commenting on? That's what I'm asking my comedian. So our first comment is, when times get tough, break out the gimmicks.
When the party's getting boring and you're drunk, so you just get your dick out.
For me, I can't understand it why they have breakout rooms in prisons.
I wondered whether this was just about crowd noise in football.
Maybe it's something about the mandatory Union Jacks to guilt trip the Scots to staying in. You're going to ruin our flag.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's also about impersonators, because you've got to get rid of the mimics.
Yeah.
Was it just a typo? I thought this might have been someone trying to organise another Big Ben bong. Like, when in doubt, get Big Ben to bong and everyone will forget about it.
A Big Ben bong for Brexit.
Yeah.
Love that. Love the alliteration.
Oh, it was brilliant, wasn't it? What a pointless exercise.
You can never go wrong with alliteration.
Maybe this one will help my guests. What could be something going? What could this person be commenting on? We've got, there is going to be some serious meltdowns over this.
Has it got something to do with Magnum ice creams? Because if they melt it down like that,
The first thing that jumps into my head is poorly maintained nuclear radiation plants.
I had that one written down as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined it. It was too obvious.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to work Hinkley Point in there somewhere.
I mean,
I was wondering whether someone had just questioned Piers Morgan's motives.
he just couldn't take it anymore.
I don't know. I mean, if he's a tenor, I don't know. He might be wearing dentures because that means he's got a falsetto.
Here's a simple one: Kardashians in the sun.
I really like that. Does anyone reckon they know what this story was about? I think Max mentioned it at one point.
Ooh, wasn't radiation, was it?
It was not radiation. This was the government's new plan to have the British flag flying over every government building from now until the end of time. Which one of my favorite things was it came with a whole spew of people coming out and going, oh, yes, this is absolutely a brilliant idea with the world's largest number of typos ever seen in a single message. And they're just like, these are the same people who like kick the immigrants back because they can't even speak the language. And you think, neither can you fucking moron.
At my age, I mean, you know, my flag's generally at half-mast anyway. But the thing is, I never run out of Viagra because I got a standing order. And I'm thinking of opening a pop-up shop.
Hey! The Guinness World Record for most boner jokes in a second.
That's brilliant. That was great.
Is it bad that I've got the same problem and I think I might be younger than you? but seriously, though, help me.
Well, I mean, I like to pick up blokes at building sites. That's why they call me a jack off all trades.
Remind me to stay away from construction sites.
So, guys, one of the suggestions on Facebook was that we should all be made to fly a flag proudly outside our houses. In order to be truly British. So, guys, would we be proud to fly a British flag outside our house?
Maybe if they put the Welsh dragon on it, then it would finally be complete. Finally.
I don't know. I think we'd have to run it up the flagpole first. I don't know. I doubt it. Yeah.
I asked if I could have a flag that more greatly represented myself, and I went for the Jolly Roger if I could. Yes. I think that would be much more entertaining. Yeah, isn't it? And it's not an ideal name for a flag. Like, it doesn't. The Jolly Roger makes it sound like too friendly a flag for what it actually is, which is like a flag. I was listening to this podcast about it. It's really cool. They used to like fly up with like the flag of the nation they were attacking, and the people would be like, "Oh, they're cool, and then they get so near that they take that flag down, put the Jolly Roger up really quickly, and the people on the other ship would shit themselves. And they'd be like, "Oh my god, it's pirates!" And so then they'd get on the board and they try and do it as peacefully as possible. Pirates usually wanted to have as fewer casualties as possible because it meant that the fewest of them got injured and lost, you know?
I suppose that makes... Pirates of the Caribbean was a piece of shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And all the treasure that they were getting was like spices, like turmeric and like, you know, all of that shit. That's what they were after. They didn't really give a shit about gold. They did not care about gold. It's the biggest myth ever. Yeah. Blackbeard didn't care about gold. He spent most of his time hunting for medicines and spices. Mind blown, right?
You ruined pirates.
But here's the thing, right? Back then, treasure meant just anything of value. So it wasn't like treasure as we think of it today, like a treasure chest. Anyway, that's been a bit of waffle that's taken up a bit of time as we missed Phoebe today. Let's move on then, guys, to our stand-up round. Actually, no, I've got some stand-up material to do about this bit. Let's do professionalism. That's what we got today, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is the news that the Union flag will be flown over every single government building in the country, thanks to the hard work of Oliver Dowden, the Culture Secretary. He oversees a department, right, that's responsible for digital, culture, media, and sport, right, yeah? And at the height of the pandemic, he has seen fit to spend his time ensuring that every government building has a British flag flown over it, right, yeah? Like, right now, grassroots sport is in absolute dire straits, yeah? We've got the internet, which is becoming more and more problematic and more difficult to control every single day. On top of that, the West End, some of the world's most talented people, is absolutely on its knees and in desperate need of help. But he has made sure that we know where the fuckers are that ruined our culture. Let's take back Britain! Smash down the flags! Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us on to our stand-up round for this evening, okay? We've only got two of you. We've got to calm down after that, right? Oliver Dowden, you're a prick, right? So in this round, I present my comedians with a random topic. They have to provide me 3 minutes worth of stand-up material on that topic. So my first topic is going to be ironing. Who'd like to step in for ironing?
I'm here. I'm here. Mr. Pondman's here with the ironing jokes. You know, I tell you what, after you've heard my ironing joke, you're going to crease yourselves. And it's quite possible that some of the gags will strike a chord. And maybe some will be off the cuff. I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I was told by my dad, strike while the iron's hot. I joined the union. But I will say one thing about my ironing, folks, you know, it's really held in high esteem. Anyway, I once had sex while I was ironing. It was all about board. And look, let me put it to you straight. If you don't like my gags, all right, just don't get shirty.
Oh, man.
Most of my ironing jokes were written in the phase of my life when I lived at Hanger Lane. And some people just think I'm starch raving mad. And you know what? Sometimes I think, you know what? I should just jack it in.
Oh, man.
Last week, you know, for the first time ever, the missus was so impressed. I managed last week to iron my trousers properly. That was a turn up. Ah, dear. I don't know. Doing the ironing, it gives me a kind of Phillips. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it's thirsty work. The other week I had to stop for a Coca-Cola. When you get it wrong, though, with ironing, depressing.
Oh, man.
Sometimes, you know what? I get the dry cleaners to do it for me. That's when it suits me, if you get my drift. And finally, on the ironing, I'll tell you who's good at ironing. My missus, polyester.
Oh, wow.
So I just got a few more of my, you know, recently written one-liners to go for you. So I don't like the look of my mate Ray's cyst. And I'm the only comedian on the circuit that could get away with a Ray's cyst joke.
Oh, man.
I was raised by an Australian alcoholic couple. I was fostered. I don't know. I don't like the look of the guy who's fixing my roof. Oh, he's got erectile dysfunction. So the wife said to me last week, "Why don't you grow a beard?" I said, "Look, we don't have to do everything together." And just because I like wearing boy swimming trunks, it doesn't mean I'm a speedophile.
Oh, man.
I was at the prosthetic centre in Liverpool last week, and nice to see everyone taking a knee. Do you know that 007's into S&M? The name's Bondage. I bet you don't know why the cast of Star Trek left the set. Because William Shatner. Finally, let me tell you, I've got a real problem with my addiction to mints. Yeah. Doctor told me I've got a mental health problem. I'm going to tell the joke after 8. That's me done.
Mark Rivlin, ladies and gentlemen. 2 solid minutes of ironing jokes. That was brilliant. That is a work of genius. Thank you so much, Mark Rivlin. Okay, then. Well, that leaves then, Max, your topic is going to be the apocalypse.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Shall I start? There's one of the biggest reasons why I got into comedy was so I could force my disgusting left-wing opinions down people's throats. And one of the biggest of them is this. We're all going to die horribly. Well, most of us. Some of us will get lucky and get hit by buses or gored by an elephant. Most of us are going to kick the bucket in a pretty shitty way. And the reason I believe this is a combination of 2 factors. First is, and I don't know if you've heard about this, it's a pretty niche subject, but it's called climate change, right? And To reduce it down to one sentence, it's the reason why everyone my age is depressed and doesn't want to have kids. And I don't want to go further into details because apparently you have to be a meteorologist or at least a weatherman with a genius-level intellect and multiple PhDs. But apparently, we caused it and it's bad. And we did that by taking the remains of every living thing that ever existed on the planet. I'm talking the first fish that walked onto land, talking every dinosaur that ever ate another dinosaur, talking about your ancient grandmother. And we put them in our car so we could get down to the corner shop to buy a pot noodle, right? And believe it or not, that's really bad. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it's not supposed to be burnt? It causes diseases in our lungs. It made a fuck-off hole in the ozone layer. And if you think I'm going to end on that bombshell, I'm not. The ozone layer lets in solar rays, which melt off fucking ice caps, raising the oceans, putting pressure on the tectonic plates, causing earthquakes and volcanoes and all that other juicy good shit. Plus tsunamis the size of your nan, I don't know, and fucking superstorms that will wipe out whole cities. I know, really funny shit. And apparently, 99% of the world's scientists were paid to lie about it. Crazy shit. And that leads me on to point number 2. Nuclear radiation. I know, funny shit, right? But here's the thing about nuclear radiation. We basically took God's building blocks, his Lego bricks, if you will, and we split the little cunts in half so we could create enough energy to turn on our kettles for that pot noodle we bought with those dino boats. And apparently that's bad too, because unlike, say, a wind turbine, where it'll fall over and a NIMBY will just cream themselves, when a nuclear radiation power plant falls over, millions of people die. And it's not even a just dead. I'm talking your DNA rewrites itself, you decompose, your organs turn to slush. And all I'm saying, all it takes is for one of these super volcanoes or fucking sharknadoes to hit a power plant. And then we all get to turn to slush together. That'll be used in the cars of whatever civilization comes after us. My money is on the insects. I just hope they won't mind all those pot noodles we leave behind for them. And that's been me. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Max Ponsonby!
Thank you. Yes.
Very good.
Oh, fantastic. Well, there we go. Guys, don't say that we don't try to stretch our comedians from the apocalypse to ironing. We cover everything here at the 27-minute comedy hour.
It's very varied show.
Yeah, that's it. You never know where we're coming out. We're coming left wing, right wing. You're never going to catch us. Right then, that's going to bring us on to our next round, which is #Heathens. It's one of our favorite games. In #Heathens, I take a trending topic from Twitter, but I've removed the hashtag. Can my comedians tell me what the person might have been tweeting about? So our first one today, ladies and gentlemen, is the most positive thing blank has said in the past 12 months.
Right. Okay. Does the hashtag come at the end?
Well, there's just a gap in it. It wasn't really a hashtag for this one. It was just a trending thing.
Well, I was thinking maybe like, this is the best thing Voldemort has said in the past 12 months. Absolute scenes. # pay rise for Dementors.
I'm assuming it's something to do with COVID, because that's been a very negative time. But I think COVID should be seen as positive, because let's face it, we all like a bit of #furlough.
I thought this might be after months of sending my horrible food concoctions to Gordon Ramsay on TikTok. He's finally described my food as shit.
One last one in the same vein. The most positive thing Darth Vader said in the past 12 months: more funding for Death Stars. Get in. That's a nuclear joke.
Yeah,
I can't get enough of them.
I wondered whether it was maybe the most positive thing Gwyneth Paltrow has said in the past 12 months. Absolute scenes. # a candle that smells like my arsehole.
She really went downhill since Iron Man, didn't she?
Well, I mean, if she's done one that smells like her snap, surely it's the logical conclusion to that product range.
Yeah. Celebrities come up with a lot of weird logical conclusions.
I mean, I don't know if you can talk about, for instance, anything that Rolf Harris might have said in the last 12 months. But when I was a kid, we used to play Rolf Harris hide and seek, hashtag coming ready or not.
Oh my days, that did not age well.
I'll get my
All right
phone.
then. Maybe this one will help my comedians out when I found my mouse again. Come on. Come back over to this side. There we go. Hello, mouse. Right then. Maybe this one will help my comedians out. Just the thing to cheer us all up.
Oh, easy. Hashtag when the party's getting boring and you're a bit drunk, so you get your dick out. So good, I used it twice.
Maybe our Home Secretary, Pretty in Sync.
I thought it might have been hashtag the return of social binge drinking.
Yes. I just want that to come back.
Yeah.
Or what? Oh, that's when hashtag when everyone's traumatized at the party from seeing your dick, so you buy loads of pizzas for everyone.
I think this is the thing to cheer us all up. Actually, is just being sarcastic because we're very much worried about the next surge of the pandemic, and the only thing I can say about Serge is he's our French electrician.
Well, he is aptly named for the job.
Well, I wondered whether this was just the joy I've been getting from watching men who are triggered by the hashtag not all men.
Yes.
Not all men! Such delight watching these men lose their shit over it. Well, guys, do you reckon we know the answer to this question?
Yes. It's the budget, isn't it?
It's not. Actually,
no.
I did not update the answers to the game since I actually did the show.
I knew those were outdated answers you put on the schedule.
I realised this after I'd sent it, and then I just thought, actually, I need to mention that, and I forgot to write down to mention it. So sorry, guys.
I can't even cheat properly. Cheat properly.
It was not. It was Chris Whitty. Just the thing to cheer us all up. And the most positive thing Chris Whitty has said in a while, another surge is inevitable. Guys, how do we feel about all of this going on here?
He looks like a mole rat, doesn't he? Best way to say it, without being mean.
I mean, he didn't he say this in the same speech? There's going to be bumps in the road. Is he now Sadiq Khan's transport spokesperson?
I thought. Well, bumps in the road is clearly. What they've been secretly referring to as Boris's roadmap out of COVID, isn't it? Like behind the scenes, it's called bumps in the road.
I mean, he's in Sage, isn't he? That Chris Whitty, and they certainly know their onions.
Bumpy road though, it's more like a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah,
I mean, they wanted us to stand on the doorstep last week at 8:00. There has to be a knock-knock joke there somewhere.
Yeah, fuck, I thought you told us not to go outside.
Yeah.
It's the road to Damascus, I'll tell you.
I like my mask.
Yes, guys, this is the news that Professor Chris Whitty has said that another surge in the coronavirus is inevitable, what with new strains, new viruses coming out all the time. But my attention was drawn to this on Twitter this week. My nephew shouts salad fingers when Chris Whitty is on TV. I can see it. I'll be honest, I can't unsee it. I genuinely can't. Like, do you think, you know, he's always asking for someone to move on the slide. Do you think that's because he can't press a clicker? Like, he's hiding his hands behind the lectern because we'll all see it's got salad fingers. I mean, you've got to feel sorry for a man who looks like water draining out of a balloon.
He looks like he's been to a barber with ADHD.
His eyes are so sunken. He looks like he's got eyeshadow on.
Yeah. You've got to feel
that's
that.
Not even very good.
You know what would even surprise me? If we see like a picture of him like 12 months ago and he just looks like Brad Pitt or something. Like, I do feel awfully sorry for the man. It's like when you see pictures of politicians at the ends of their stints as prime minister and at the start, and you just think, you were only in it for 8 years and you look 1,000 years older.
He had an afro when he got the job.
Yeah.
That's the joke of the night.
Thank you. Nail pattern boneless. It's no fucking choke zone. No offense.
Thank goodness that we've finished on a high, because we're right at the end of our evening, guys. Have we got any shows or anything coming up that we'd like to sell to the people, Max?
Unfortunately, I am actually unemployed. I've been laid off in the pandemic. So if you've got any paying gigs for me, know that I am desperate to be hired.
Yeah.
Aside from that, just recognise the name Max Ponsonby.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do definitely go and check Max out, because he's one hell of a funny guy.
Thank you.
Mark, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, we've got. I've set up a puns and one-liner podcast with very talented Welsh guy Kyle Davis, and we've fourth podcast coming out next Friday, and our third night of just one-line gags and punsters from all over the world. That'll be on April the 27th.
Wow.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us again today, ladies and gentlemen. We never ask for any money, or we never ask for any donations from the audience, and I don't want to start asking for money. What I want you to do, guys, and here's what I really need everyone to do, is go out and tell people about the show. Get them to watch the old episodes. Get them to come and subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can finally change the URL from a bunch of random letters and numbers. That is driving me mad because I can't put it on any posters, right? So that's what I want you to do. Just go and tell everyone, Wax Lyrical. If you enjoy the show at all, please go and tell all of your friends, because it really is, word of mouth is the best advertising we can get. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we have been sponsored all evening by Seldom Seam, the fantastic handmade...
2, 3, 4. It's the 27-minute comedy hour. It's like what you see on TV, except it's online. 27-minute comedy hour. Everything in a comedy hour except half the time.